So here we are once again with that 1951 Royal Enfield 350 G2 Bullet, and following yesterday's happy events when we went for a ride on it and found that I'd managed to stop the major oil leak. Certainly there may be other minor ones that may rear their heads, but the big problem seems to be done with. On the ride and afterwards, and while I was working on it, getting the charge to go through from the dynamo through the regulator and into the battery for the lights and so on, which I also seem to have had some success with, I'd noticed that the advance and retard mechanism wasn't working very well. Indeed, if you started off with the timing on full advance, that was fine, but if you retarded it and then tried to back the lever off to advance it again, it would more often than not stay put in the retarded position. And I treated the advanced retard cable to some lubrication with a hydraulic cable oiler, and even put a bit of oil inside there thinking it might help, but it didn't really. So once again further investigations were needed, and I had a look at the spring inside there, because that is spring loaded. You use the cable to pull the mechanism round to fully retarded in the case of this magneto, and when you release the lever the cable slackens and the spring is supposed to force the cam back around to the fully advanced position. There are magnetos, magdynos and so on that work in the opposite manner with the cable going in the other side, but that's by the way. Anyway, I decided I'd take a look at the spring, the return spring, and there it is. I've got it out, and I got the return spring out of another magdyno that I happen to have on the shelf, and wouldn't you just guess it, it's not only very slightly longer, it's also much harder and stronger. So I'm going to put that spring in now, obviously, and that will probably restore the operation of the advanced retard lever and mechanism to work as it should. So another small step forward, and hopefully slight improvement to this machine's outlook. Right, and back to that advanced retard mechanism, manual advance mechanism on this 1951 Bullet. And there's the spring I removed, and I discussed that spring and the harder one that I've now fitted. Just get my hand up to the handlebars and hopefully we'll see. Full retard, push the lever back, full advance. Full retard, full advance. That mechanism is now working as it should, rather than me pulling a lever back for full retard and then pushing it forward for full advance to find that the cable just flops out of the little lever body. It is staying put, and the spring is pulling the cable back, as it's now strong enough to make the magneto automatically drop back into full advance when the lever is released, as it should. So that's another little minor detail, you might say, but a major irritation and a very important part of it put right. So another small step forward. Another little irritation recently found on this old Royal Enfield Bullet is this off the magneto, with the sort of swinging clip that holds the points cover on. It screws onto this little stud here, which screws into the magneto, and I noticed that it was flopping around a bit, and I thought I'd just screw it up and tighten it securely, and I found that I couldn't tighten it. And that is because some gorilla has actually found that the threads were stripped in the body of the magneto there, so they decided that they would stick this in with a strong sort of silicon rubbery type compound. So that's another little hurdle to overcome, dealing with other people's negligence and bodges. All part of the fun, and obviously these things get discovered as you fix one thing and move on. You're bound to find other things, but I think we're getting a fair picture of how this bike has been treated over the years, and it's really quite amazing that it's survived as well as it has. And well, it just keeps on springing these things on me. I don't know who, whether it's one person or several people that have done these weird nasty bodgy things to it or what, I don't know, but it's certainly been quite an event discovering them all and working my way through them. So that's another one I've got to deal with. We'll keep going, onward and upwards. Check that out for oil circulation and tick over. That's the return to the tank, obviously, after it's been up to the rockers. What the rockers don't want might go back through the timing case. Everything else comes down from the rockers into the timing case and then gets pumped back by the two idler gears into a duct which has that pipe coming from it. So anything getting pumped into the crankcase at a big end can be seen coming back there. That's not a bad amount. And the oil now seems to be staying inside the engine as well.